All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you a daily horoscope for Wednesday, the 28th of April, 2021. We've got the moon finishing up its passionate, hidden, shadowy aspects in the sign of Scorpio. And around 6 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Daylight Time, the moon is going to be creating a sextile, easy flow of energy between water, Scorpio, and Capricorn, Earth, which is going to be to Pluto, which Pluto is Scorpio's ruling or planet associated with Scorpio. Let me show you what that looks like here. So we've got Pluto, which is associated with Scorpio, about death, destruction, transformation. We have the moon, which is always reflecting the energy of the sun. It's the other side of the ego. This is how we show up to the world. This is who the people see. Similar, to our rising sign. This is the fire that burns within us. Where the rising sign is almost more the mask that we wear. The sun is beneath the mask. Our deep sense of ego, and our emotional moon, that caring, nurturing moon, is the side that we don't even show to people most of the time. Again, a way I like to look at this, and I've talked about it before on this channel, is like Scarface. With Scarface shows you his fire, his passion, and guns and piles of yayo, whatever, and the emotional moon side of Scarface would be the side that we don't see, that they didn't write into this script. That's, you're sick in bed and you got to get soup, or you're tired and you've had exhausted as the day goes on, and it can be cranky, or this is the very passionate, loving, tender side that we don't see of that kind of archetype, that kind of character. And this is that lovey-doveyness, the romance story between an individual and their partner. And in the sign of Scorpio, again, we're dealing with shadows, shadow side of self. We're dealing with the things. So we're already dealing with the emotional moon, which is the things that we don't see. And we're in a sign that's even more hidden, that the sun is illuminating the light about security and comfort, and stability, support. The earth sign, which are always across from, earth, water, earth, water, earth, water. The earth sign is the chalice, the cup. That cup needs to support the water that opposes it. So stable Taurus is the chalice that's illuminating all of this light. Stability, reliability. And our emotional moon on the other side, this is the water, the emotions that flows into that cup. The running river. And it's like we have to have that channel, that canal. We have to have this solid cup. This is where all of our energy's at. The sun, Venus, Mercury. And connecting there with Uranus, which is saying, this is like the river is never the same. Each year you go, the river's a little different. But we have to have that strong support in order to contain and hold the water energy. And we have to have this support in order to show our vulnerable side, something that we've been talking about the past couple of days with this full moon. So then at 6 o'clock in the morning, again, depending where you're at in the world, wherever you're at in the world, we've got the moon creating this easy flow of energy to Pluto. Pluto's natural home sign of Scorpio, about change and transformation. And half of the underworld and half of the time in the upper world, right? Hades, who has stolen Persephone, one of the 7 muses, and everything she touches turns to flowers and fruits and life. And half of the time, Persephone and Hades are in the underworld. And Mercury struck a deal with Hades so that Persephone can come up here. So this is, you know, this is the story of why in the northern hemisphere it's spring turning into summer, and in the southern hemisphere it is autumn turning into winter. Of course, this is mythology. You know, these are personified characters of celestial bodies. So Hades, the lord of the underworld, in a placement of Capricorn, which is our public image. This is how people view us. This is a different side of the earth sign of stability that we see here in Taurus of tradition and reliability. This is saying this is vast energy. These mountains are vast. These valleys are deep. This ocean is deep. How are we being viewed? What is our public image? How are our emotions that we're dealing with or not dealing with being supported so that we can show up as being a dependable person of authority? Very, very powerful. And then the moon is going to move around noon. There we go. Noon, Eastern Daylight Time, into the sign of Sagittarius. Oh, I didn't even bring this up. Forgive me. Let me come back there. We're squaring Jupiter before it moves in. So 10 a.m. So it's like 6 a.m. we have this transformation of Pluto and saying like, look, am I getting the support I need from the other, from the outside authority? Am I getting the support I need from the outside authority, from the other? Can we really, you know, this deals with my personal possessions and my personal things. This deals with ours. What is ours? And this deals with how it's being viewed from an outside perspective. And is this relationship being respected? Can I rely on you? Can I lean on you when I'm not strong? Can you lean on me when you're not strong? Can my emotional moon go into this place of vulnerability because you're showing me support and care? Depending on what that answer is, if it's a yes or no, this is, you know, determines on how we're viewing our personal authority and seeing the other as a sense of authority, and who we are as individuals, which is a big thing about Capricorn. I am me and you are you. Together we can come together and create something wonderful, but at the end of the day, I am responsible for pulling my own weight. You are responsible for pulling your own weight. And then we have the square to Jupiter, which Jupiter is in abundance and joy. And this is happening between 9 and 10 a.m. 9 and 11, really. And Jupiter's in Aquarius, which deals with the collective. Not only the collective, but it's dealing with technology. It does deal with other people. It deals with the group collective. So now we have this emotional moon saying, how am I going to be able to show up to the group? Am I having the support structure I need to be able to show up for myself, for the other, to show up for the group? And this is a square. This is a bit of balance. This is like having a ridiculously hard time and then saying, okay, I have to go to work and put on my A face. I have to, whatever it is, I have to show up in the community and almost act like nothing happened. But something did happen. Something cutting perhaps, since this full moon. And then, so this is finding that balance of again, wanting to hide out, wanting to bury ourselves under the covers. Pluto's saying, look, we have to show up. We have to be reliable. We have to be reliable regardless of whatever's going on in our lives. Then we got that square. We got to show up for other people. Our presence is extremely important. Perhaps our vulnerability is extremely important with sharing. You know, something we talked about yesterday, there's strength in vulnerability. And sometimes when other people see us cry or see us in that space, it's like a permission that nobody needed, that they're granted. Does that make sense? You know, sometimes people want to wear that tough exterior. So then when they see somebody else open up and put down the armor, put down the weapons, put down the combativeness, and bare their soul, then there's the empathy that comes in. And there's almost this sense, again, of that like permission that they can set down their armor, that they can set down their weapons, that they can bare and expose their soul when we're being open enough to do that for ourselves. So it's really, really interesting energy. And then the moon is going to move into Sagittarius, like I said, around noon. You know, the philosopher here, where this is all about information now. And now maybe we're taking everything that happened over the past 3 days, 2.5 days, while, you know, this pink full moon has been going on, the Scorpio full moon, which is a supercharged energy, especially when it's opposed Uranus, and its 3 close friends, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. You know, this was a difficult placement for the moon to be in because it was very alone over here in Scorpio. So now this is like, you know, and it's being, you know, it gracefully being challenged by Pluto, saying like, look, kid, you got this. Whatever's going on, you got this. Having this bit of challenge here to Jupiter, saying like, look, you got to show up. As emotional, as deep as this well is, you know, there's a rope and a bucket. When you get to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hold on. and now we're moving in here, which is about expansion of our mind, expansion of our philosophies, expansion and learning knowledge. So it's like we have this day of truly drinking in to expand whatever's happening, to really to take in whatever had happened the past couple of days, and now we're applying new learning, or we're learning something else that seems to make sense about whatever had happened the past couple of days, the past week, the past month. So we're really kind of becoming the sponge as the day continues and moves on into the evening of this place of learning. And this place of perhaps reaching out to other people to see how they dealt with a similar circumstance. And we get this really lovely expansion of consciousness, expansion of learning, and we don't quite connect with the South Node until Thursday. So we'll talk about that a little bit more then. So this first part of the day is very emotional, making sure that we're showing up, making sure that we're doing the work that we might not want to be doing. And then we get to learn. We get to really expand our minds and learn how to navigate the next steps appropriately to get us where we want to go emotionally, physically, and mentally. All right, my friends, as always, have a beautiful day no matter what's been going on in your life. It's been heavy energy or light, bubbly, fun energy. I hope you have the most expansive day. Love you. I wish you enough, and we'll see you tomorrow.